Hello, welcome to Shamanic Heart Space. My name is Nancy. It's very lovely to have you joining me. Thank you very much. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the energy in and around the upcoming Aries new moon and solar eclipse. It's also the second new moon in Aries in a row. It's quite a lot of big energy happening. I am a channeler, I'm not an astrologer, and I'm a consciousness coach. So, let's get into it. Welcome. This new moon is happening, depending where you are in the world, the 19th to the 20th of April 2023. And as I said, this new moon in Aries, take two, with some really big energy. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a collective reading, a collective interpretation, so not all of it is going to resonate with you, but the idea is you get a bit of a heads up. So if you're feeling a bit this or a bit that, you might understand why, or learn what you can lean into and what you can lean away from at this time, because all that's happening is there's energy available to help us transform on our continuing journey of evolution and consciousness. If you want to know more about all of the eclipses that are happening this year in 2023, for the entire year, I have one out on Patreon already, so you can go and check that out. Just tuning in with that energy now for the first eclipse in the series of eclipses for this year. Feeling connected with the earth and source. So this is the first eclipse in a series of eclipses this year. That's nothing new, but the energy is quite new and quite huge. You may have been feeling it already. So this first eclipse is going to trigger a series of transformations, and that is going to continue to roll out over the next few years. So this will be the beginning of a big process, really, but it's a beautiful process. It's a great process. The more we can surrender, the easier it will be. So any themes that come up for you in these eclipses will depend on your chart, your birth chart, your natal chart. So you can go and check that out if you want to, and it can give you even more of a heads up. Alright, so they're showing me through my channel stepping stones in the sky. So I'm interpreting that as we're at the beginning of a journey that we don't really have much control over. I'm sorry if that's triggering. It's not meant to be triggering, but a lot of ideas around control are illusions anyway. So if we can just surrender and take the next best step for us, the true path for us as individuals will open up. We just need to take one step at a time. Okay, the remaining eclipses are also very powerful for this year and going into next year, and they're also concerned heavily with letting go and transformation. So surrender as much as you can now in this first one. Feel all the things that you don't want to feel and make way for the new that will be coming in as life continues to unfold as it does. That way there'll be kind of less work to do as we go forward. The more you can surrender at the beginning and let go of at the beginning, the smoother the ride will be down the road. Okay, so one of my channeling symptoms is yawning. Many people who listen to me all the time know I have to say that every time, because new listeners wonder why I'm yawning and send me emails, but I'm yawning. See what messages come through for you as well as you're listening to me. I always like to say that because we're all on our own journeys of self-discovery. I'm just a guide. So as I'm channeling this and you are listening, your own frequency will raise and you will be open to receiving your own personal messages as you listen. Okay, I'm sorry for the yawning. All right, so new moon, tends to equal a new cycle. That's why I always do a ceremony for the new moon. Solar eclipse is a super powerful new beginning or new beginnings, very much highlighting. Okay, so even though this is going forward for the next couple of years, this is triggering something for the next couple of years, the next 6 months are going to be particularly important. So it's the beginning of the new beginning. That's where we are now. And now you are ready for whatever it is that is on the cards for you. So what's meant by this is that maybe you had some false starts in a particular area or areas of your life before, but now you're ready. Now you know what you know, and you've changed in the ways you've changed. And so now you're ready for something. That's what this is all about, all these changes and transformations. And eclipses are about shaking out any, let's call it, lower vibrational energies that are potentially getting in the way. That can come in the form of behaviors, thought patterns, people, situations, jobs, anything that's just kind of keeping you stuck in the mud a bit. Even if you're not aware of what those things are, they will still come up. They're very likely to come up in eclipse times. The eclipses bring out and shake up what's in our shadow. And that is the deepest, most powerful form of transformational alchemy that we can do. So around this time, some things you can ask yourself are, what gets me excited? What resonates? What really resonates? So a lot of people are going to be feeling that kind of crossroads perhaps, and wanting to take a leap of faith, or maybe feeling frustrated that they haven't manifested certain things so far, or changed certain things. Maybe some patterns are really difficult to let go of, some behaviors. But there's energy for all of that now, to go for what resonates with you, to go for what gets you excited. Like, go get it, tiger. Especially as you've changed and grown. So you might not even be fully aware of how much you've changed and grown, but I can tell you now, if you're listening to me here and you've got this far, you've changed and you've grown. Any remaining blocks and limitations can be overcome now. They're showing me like big boulders in beautiful areas of nature, like boulders in a stream, waterfalls and stuff, and how the water finds its way over and around those boulders. When I say they, I'm talking about where I received the information from. Yeah, so there's real energy for that, for finding new ways of doing things, getting things done, a new way of being, more confidence available. It wouldn't come as too much of a surprise either if things have already been feeling a bit confusing, a bit chaotic, a bit all over the place. Perhaps that sort of dark night of the soul, midlife crisis sort of energy. So if that's been happening, maybe go back and listen to some of my other episodes to help you make sense of what's been going on, because you are right on time for this moment in your life. Yeah, there's a whole new chapter opening up. So with that, there might be the requirement to leave some old stuff behind. There's already been a lot of energetic support for these changes to start setting in motion, essentially, to shed these skins, to shed these layers, to shed these things that don't fit. So yeah, it might have been a bit tough recently. It certainly has been for me. A lot of people as well feeling confused, stuck, kind of grieving many things, old parts of themselves, how their life was, letting go of old dreams. But all that's moving now. We're making, or has the potential to move now, if you're willing to let those things go. To let new ideas come through. Where there was confusion, you can let that go. Surrender, new ideas can come through. New ways of being, so you can move out of that stuckness. Grieving, letting go of, anything that just doesn't really fit anymore, so that this new way of being can come into existence. Birthing yourself. Really being given the opportunity to stop and look at what's on the table now. So requirement to be very present as well. There may have been a bit of a pull towards looking at the past, or going too far in the future, living in the past or living in the future and not in the present moment. And that can lead to a lot of anxiety and a lot of grief. We need to be in the present moment. So what is on the table right now? And asking the big questions about what is and what isn't in alignment with you now. So there may have been a story or a desire or anything that's been hanging around in your life for as long as you can remember. That's just part of your identity now, perhaps. Does that really fit who you are now? Yeah. And more clarity will come after this eclipse. Okay. So you can ask yourself the questions like, what deserves your energy? It's time to do something new, really. That's what this whole start of this whole new cycle is about, collectively and individually. It's time to do something new. Really say goodbye to the comfort zone so you can step into your real expansion, your consciousness, your growth on every level. And I'm aware that could feel really scary, so just make sure that you can ground yourself as you think about what you really want from your heart, not from a conditioned place, not from your ego. Okay. So if you've been chasing something for a while and it's not come, and you're having to work really hard, trying to work out how to bring this, whatever it is, into your life, if you're having to use your head to do that, if you can't leave it up to trust and surrender, well, why is that? Why is it that you're having to overwork? If you focus on something too much, if you're putting all of your energy, all of your focus into something that isn't coming, maybe it's just not for you, and you could really be missing out on something so much bigger, better, brighter that's trying to come for you, but you've just got the little tunnel vision glasses on. So again, come out of the head and the ego and into the body and into the heart. So maybe a lot of energy has been wasted in areas, and it's time to be open to something else now. Being overly attached to anything means that you are just getting in your own way. I don't know if you can hear that noise. What is that flying over me? Okay. So yeah, their words, not mine. Desperate energy repels. So kind of think about attracting, drawing things towards you. Don't drag something kicking and screaming if it's not working out. If you've just been in a kind of desperate place with it for a long time, maybe it's time to look at it in a different way. You could have been missing out on wonderful possibilities by staying stuck where you are, and that can look like many different things, from being stuck in a job because of fear, to stuck with an idea because you don't know what else to do, or it's become part of your identity now, or any of those things. Just be really honest with yourself. Be open to the wonderful possibilities. There's infinite possibilities out there for each of us. And you may have created your own cage with behaviours, thoughts, beliefs, and so on. So this eclipse has come to shake all of that. So honestly, grab it with both arms and legs. All this is new. It's just really time to jump in, even if it's scary. It could come with a lot of anxiety, a lot of triggers. There are definitely ongoing areas of growth with this. The growth is expedited massively. I'm sure you've felt that within yourself and seen it around you. Things are changing so fast, and we are changing so fast. So well done for sticking the course. I love you for that. So yeah, you're really invited to keep on loving yourself. And I think that probably washes over a lot of people when I say that. Or when they hear that, I should say, and not really hearing it. Love yourself. Because unconditional love has become so alien to most of humanity, pretty much. But it's our natural state. But anyway, you're invited to love yourself unconditionally, to use your gifts to transform beyond your wildest dreams. And of course, this will take some massive shifts in energy. Dark night of the soul in some cases, or more than one in some cases. Used to be the case there was only one, but that's not the deal anymore. But just know that you are where you are meant to be. You are where you're meant to be. If something is stuck or is heavy on your heart or your energy, it's time to dive into that. It's time to really let go, kiddo. So use the energy going forward that's available to support you in all of this. It is there to support you. And that's why I'm here, to interpret this energy, to help you with your expansion. So, I can help with the signpost and say, this is the energy that's available for this. So you might want to look at this now. You might want to leave that thing alone. So right now, leaning into those triggers, leaning into those signposts, leaning into, right, how am I going to love myself more? How am I going to serve myself more so that my cup is full before I start giving myself away and my energy away to other people? And also, it can be useful to go back and listen to other episodes because it can help you to make sense of what was going on before. So just make sure you do the notification bell thing, because my podcasts come out at random times because I live between Europe and the Amazon rainforest, so I never know when I'm going to be able to get the episode out. Okay, back into it. So this is an upgrade. Oh, interesting. This is a different energy now. So this is an upgrade coming now. It's here already. We're going to start picking up on it as individuals. That has taken you lifetimes to achieve. As I said before, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But lifetimes. Many people who are on this consciousness journey, this has taken lifetimes to get to this point. Oh, it's so exciting, goosebumps. So you're here, you're at the threshold. This is happening for you. And everyone's going to do it differently. And it will be in different areas of our lives. But whatever this expansion, whatever this upgrade means for you, it's been in the making for lifetimes. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for now. If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, it's available over on Patreon. Thank you so much for listening. It's a pleasure to do these podcasts. And thank you so much to everyone on Patreon who makes it possible to offer some free content. Thank you all. I'm wishing you a beautiful Aries new moon solar eclipse. Take 2. I hope that it can be as smooth and graceful and beautiful for you as it can be. I've got loads of stuff happening over on Patreon. Also, if you want to come and work with plant medicines out here in Peru, you can do that. I've got a dieta happening in July. Check that out in the show notes. What else? I'm going to be visiting the UK in June. Got a couple of retreats happening. with some other wonderful medicine women over there in London. So get on the mailing list if you want to know more about those. And just sending you loads of love from my heart to yours. Please remember that you have got this, and this is your journey. Enjoy. See you soon.